And we are honored to have Cindy Sarko with us, Director of Public Relations. And Suzy Cheely, Director of Design and Engineering. Thank you so much for sharing with us today.
You are so very welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's foggy outside. It was foggy in Williamsburg when we left. Thank you, number one, for having us. We appreciate always being invited to these events. We love all of you. You guys started at our park a long time ago. But thank you for having us. We appreciate all of you. You're part of our family. And especially this lady right over here who's on her phone. We love you very, very much. So thanks for having us today. We're going to talk a little bit. First of all, let me introduce myself. If you don't know who I am, or haven't met, or haven't had the privilege of meeting all of you, Cindy Sarko. I've been at the park for 30 years. I started when I was 2. This is before the labor laws went into effect. So I started when I was 2. But 30 years I've been there in marketing most of the time, all the time. What am I talking about? I will tell you this. Let me start with a quick story. When I graduated from college 5 years ago, I studied radio and television, and I wanted to go in directing and all that stuff. Couldn't find a job, so Busch Gardens was hiring. This was in I gotta get my date right because I never can remember when I graduated. Must have been graduated from college, so 83, 84. Okay, I'll just be honest with you guys. So I couldn't find a job in what I had studied for. I was on the 5-year plan. I'm revealing all my secrets right now. On the 5-year plan, and Busch Gardens was hiring, and this is when we had like seasons of I think it was the red cast and the green cast and the gold cast, whatever it was. I was part of the gold cast, and I was hired for the follow spot operator, a spotlight, in what was then the Magic Lantern Theater in Hastings. And so I sat in the back where that booth is now, currently in the Abbey Stone Theater, and ran the spotlight for Hats Off to Hollywood. Remember? Anybody? And I think it was just Hats Off to Hollywood. Then, the season closed when we closed when did we close? In October, or did we close after Labor Day? I've been at Busch Gardens ever since, which has been awesome. So I probably have seen you most of the time over the years, but again, 30 years, 30 long years. It's been a really great ride, literally. So this is where audience participation, you don't have to get up, you don't have to do anything. But all I need to know, if you attended or you're a part of, I just need a whoop whoop, or a yeah, or a boo, whatever you want to do. So here we go. 2018. Who was part of the 40th anniversary celebration? I remember you. Yes, I do. 40th anniversary, so we'll just take a little bit, walk down memory lane. It was just whatever, how many days ago? 5 days ago, 2018. And you're going to be able to bid on a 40th anniversary sign back there that was from the park, that was in the Big Bend clock tower. So that's going to be available for you to bid on. Just need a whoop whoop if you attended. Food and wine. You were at the Food and Wine Festival? You were just at the food, not the wine, right? Okay. Light balance. Thank you.
Please bring them back.
We're trying, baby, because if I have anything to do with it, I think I went to every show. I think they thought I was a stalker. I'm sorry you can't see the picture really well, but they're part of Summer Nights and Spark and all of that, so we're trying. It was fantastic. It was phenomenal. Beer Fest? No. Oh, no. Why are you sad? All right. Hello, Scream. And the last day today, Christmas Town. Yeah, so that was 2018. So Halloween, we celebrated what? 20 years, which I can't believe. Like just yesterday, I want to give you some trivia. Guess who named Halloween? Yes. You're looking at her. I named Hallow Scream. When they said, they came in, they said, oh my God, we need a name for a new Halloween event. We need our... It took me a long time to do it, but I came up with it. Anyway, and then Christmastown celebrated 10 years this year, which I still can't believe. 10 million lights. 10 million plus lights, really. We just ran out of our calculator space to count. It was a lot. Let you know what's coming up and coming down this way for event-wise. Kids Weekends. Hollis Chariot turns 20 this year. 20. What did you just say?
I said bring back Bobby.
Can we get security? Can we get the security? Can we get security to leave him out? Yes, I was there for that too. Moving on quickly. Food and Wine Festival, Summer Nights, Beer Fest, Howl Scream, and Christmastown. So you know, all your favorites, all our favorites are coming back. But just to mark your calendars, and then we'll keep you posted on everything else. So here's the real star of the show. Real star of the show. Suzy Cheely, who works in design and engineering, works closely with Larry Giles. I know you all probably are familiar with Larry Giles. But Suzy is now, she's the deal. Been with the park 27 years. She started when you were 5? Or 4? You were 4.
I usually say 12, but
No.
since you're saying
2. I started at 2.
then I'll say 5.
Okay, so Suzy started at 5. She's been very, very, she's been in charge of building really a lot of iconic attractions at the park. 4 of them here, both at Water Country and at Busch Gardens, Colossal Coral Invader, Battle for Iron Vantage Point, along with 100 million other projects, like restaurants and restrooms and things like that you might not notice, but she's had a big hand in. She is an awesome person. She's a talented person. I am honored, and this is the honest to goodness truth, to work with her on a daily basis. Our paths cross all the time. She said, oh my God, here comes Cindy again. What does she need to know? But she really is. She's a really talented, awesome. She's got so much experience, and I'm proud to know her. So I would like to turn it over to Suzy Cheely now. We're going to show a quick video. She's going to run through all of our new attractions that we have coming up this year, Finnegan's Flyer and Cutback Water Coaster at Water Country.
Hey everybody, I have actually, February 1st will be my 28th anniversary at Busch Gardens, so it'll be 28 years now. So I've been 27 for a while. And since Cindy said that she named Hallow Scream, I'm going to tell you I named Finnegan's Flyer. Pretty good for an engineer, right? We don't usually get to name things, so that was a lot of fun. So we started construction this summer, actually. If you've been there during Hallow Scream, you saw the fence go up on the Killarney Bridge, and everything's going on behind there. When we decided on the location, I was kind of surprised because there's really no room there, but we're putting in piles and all kinds of bizarre foundations to support this thing. So the neat thing is, even though it's an 80-foot swing, you fly up to 80 feet, you're actually going to be probably about 130 feet above the grade because it's already way above the stream behind it. So here's the construction this is very recent, actually last week. This is one of the supports for the one leg of the swing. Basically, you got 2 big supports for the swing. And there's so much steel in there, I can't even tell you. It's amazing. When we were looking at the foundations, there's so many rebar that you're wondering if the concrete can fit in between. It's just insane. But it's got to support this huge ride with all the dynamics involved as well. Here's another angle. You can see some of the foundation walls already in. And down at the bottom, there was a beautiful stream below the bridge. We had to build a crane pad there. And that in itself, we had to take out a lot of the mud from underneath there, put in a lot of concrete, rebar, things like that to support the crane that's got to support the construction, and then finally erect the ride. So it's been a pretty interesting project. They're all different. Every project's different, but it all has its interesting facets. There's just another angle. I guess those are the guys at the top probably setting the anchor bolts before they put the concrete in.
But you can see that the relation of the other attractions that you'll be able to see while you're on.
Yeah, so this is the train trestle. If you ride the train around, you can see the train trestle. Alpengeist is behind there, and Mott Tower. So, and actually you'll be able to see Loch Ness as well. So it's pretty much, you can see the whole park from the top. It's going to be really neat because the swings themselves will run, oh actually it's Griffin, isn't it? I think you can see Griffin and Alpengeist from the ride. The swing itself is going to swing probably about parallel to the bridge. So when you're walking across the bridge from the Clyde Barn, the swing's going to kind of go up that way. And again, you know, you're going to have people on both sides of the swing. There's 16 seats, 8 on each side of both arms. So the people on the back side, they're going to be looking down at what was the stream, and it'll be a stream again once it's all said and done. But it's going to be pretty exciting. I think you said you've ridden one of these rides, right? Okay, so on to Water Country. We've always wanted to put in a water coaster at Water Country, and every year we talk about it, and there's a lot of people making these decisions. So we finally got the opportunity to do a water coaster. ProSlide has several different kinds. They have one that's with magnets in the bottom of the slide and then the bottom of the raft. This one's actually propulsion. We're going to use the tower from Meltdown and the conveyor, change the rafts. The rafts are going to be a 4-person inline raft, which is kind of similar to what was used at Meltdown, but the difference is on the sides, both sides of the rafts, there are these pockets. I know I'm not holding this close to my mouth as well as I should, but the water, there's going to be nozzles in the sides of the slide that push water out, and the water's going to go into the pockets of the raft to launch it forward. We have 3 launch sections, and then there's 5 saucer areas where the water goes in to launch the rafts upward. When they go down, the water has to evacuate out. So there's all these areas where you're putting water in and then taking water out. So there's a lot more science to it than just a regular water slide where you start at the top, slide down to the bottom. So it's definitely a little more complicated, but this is some of the areas where they evacuate the water. This is one of the launch areas. On a snow day, yes. We've already had snow at Busch Gardens, which really makes construction interesting. I'm sure Clint can probably relate to that. So the ProSlide guys call this the bus, like the, you know, because it looks like it with the windows in the side. But I rode one of these down at Fiesta, Texas, and it was a lot of fun. But basically, this is where the raft launches forward before it goes down again. So it's kind of neat. You'd be able to kind of look out and the light comes in, which is kind of neat. These are some of the nozzles that the water comes in through these pipes and then is funneled through these nozzles to propel the raft upwards. These are great pictures, by the way, Cindy. You guys did a great job. So ProSlide's already working out in our parking lot. Most of the pieces have already come in, and they're pre-assembling a lot of the pieces before they start erection. They're planning on starting install the middle of February. So, but there's a lot of pre-work that goes on in the parking lot beforehand. This is another area. These are the saucer areas. So once you're launched forward, you kind of go around these areas. There's five of these on the way down. Another picture of the bus, the launch area. Yeah. So The ride is going to be about 900 linear feet, a little bit less, I think, and it goes about 35 feet per second. So it's pretty fast, you know, on the down areas, and just a different experience than what we've had at Water Country. So I'm really excited about this. I think the guests will really appreciate it. And that's it. So.
Because I'm not going to attempt to play